Purple and gold on a beach card. I know it sounds so wrong, but wait until you see how this finished card comes together. And it's so easy. You're going to want to make one yourself today. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, so this is made with the Sunset Coast bundle. Super, super fun bundle and some beautiful designer series paper, which makes it the easy part, right? So I've started out with a half a sheet of Highland Heather cardstock scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold that in half and then use my bone folder to give it a nice burnish, super easy. Then I'm going to add a piece of basic white, which I've already embossed with the Perfectly Plaid embossing folder. That is a stamp room staple, in my opinion. I love easy cards. I love how these can come together so quick, right? And be so stunning to top it off. Then the magic of this one, this purple and gold paper, this is part of the Scenic Coast designer series paper. And I don't know if you can see that shimmer on there, but this is a specialty paper. Absolutely beautiful. And it does the work for you. So when I do these little banners, I fold my paper in half and I do a pinch at the bottom edge, right? Then I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to go from up above to the opposite corner where the two pieces meet together. And that way you end up with that banner that has like a real center in it, right? Super easy to do that, right? And I'm going to attach this to the card here, right over the top of that embossed white, right in the center, right? Perfect. And you have this just wonderful scene going on. Then I took another piece of Highland Heather and I die cut it with this lovely die here, right? I love this die set. It's got some great pieces. This is the lighthouse one right here, but we have lots of extra pieces in that die set too. This I'm going to put on some dimensionals, okay? And I'm going to just kind of do a little bit around the edges so that it pops up very nicely. And we end up having some support all the way around. So you can't use too many dimensionals when you're doing something that's this detailed, because you want to make sure that you get some nice, good coverage, right? And then I'm going to pop a couple in the middle too, so that it helps support this whole image. Get one more. Come on, get off of there. Get one more like right there, okay? Get these put across here. I cannot tell you how easy this card is. The dies and the paper literally do all the work for you. It is just stunning. What a stunning set this is. All right. And then I'm going to put this right over this designer paper, right about like that. And I have that nice, beautiful sunset in the background. And this just is popped up a little bit, so you get a little bit more of that dimension. Then I'm going to bring in some crushed curry seashells. Again, dies. So they're absolutely easy to use. And I'm going to put a little bit of it liquid glue here on that one. And I think I'm going to go like right about there. Okay. And then the little seashell, I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue right in the center and give that one, let's put it like right. Oh, I think I'm going to go a little higher. Right there is good. All right. Now the seashell, though, I'm going to put on a dimensional. So I want to get a little bit more depth going on here. And we're going to kind of just go across the two of these here. Let me do it like right there. That's good, right? Perfect. All right. And then we're going to pull in some of the die cut seagulls, right? Because I don't know, does everybody love seagulls, or is it just me because I'm using a scenic scene here, a scenic coast scene? So seagulls are kind of like part of how they just work, right? All right, so I'm going to see if I have some black dimensionals in here. Yes, I do. Black dimensionals, if you've not used these are really nice for when you want to hide things with black paper, right? And I'm going to just cut this in. Actually, I'm going to do, yeah, I'll do this in half, right? So I want a small piece of it here, and I want to get it on this little seagull here. Put that right there. Of course, it's stuck to my finger now. And I'm going to layer this. I want to have him a little bit on the lower side right there. And then I'm going to cut another little sliver off of this dimensional. You know, they cut apart very easily. And I want to put that on this one. Having the black definitely helps hide that you have that dimensional on there, because, you know, sometimes you're not perfect about where you put it on the paper. And that just kind of makes it so that you don't notice it when it's on your card. And I'm going to put this one up a little bit higher here. And then the residual little piece that I have left here, I'm going to put on this last one. And I got to flip that over and put it right there. But I mean, they just kind of, they disappear. You can't even tell that there's a dimensional back there, right? And this one, put it right over here. So we have our little trio of seagulls flying around. And then a nice little strip of basic white. This is the only stamping on this card. That's why it's so darn easy, right? Of course, if you like getting tutorials in your email, I do those quite often. Do you need to sign up for my email list, though? And that link is in the bottom, as is a supply list for everything that I used on this card, right? And so this is, I'm going to use this as a congratulations card. And I'm just going to snip that on either side. Super easy way to use your card, have a little character to your greeting. Put a couple of dimensionals there and pop that onto the bottom of this. So you have your greeting also here, nice and straight. It's not very centered, but it looks good. And then some of these wonderful little adhesive back sequins. These are also part of the Scenic Coast suite. So they are, you know, some more shimmer that you have available. And I'm going to do, let's see, I'll do one of the larger ones here and one of the smaller ones over here and another little small one over here on my seashell. So I have a little bit more shimmer going on. All right, and voila, that card is absolutely finished. Now, that didn't take very long at all. And it's definitely a wow card. And it's definitely a unique color combination, because who would have ever thought to put purple and gold together in a beach scene? I really do hope that you enjoyed visiting with me today. I loved stamping with you. And in the meantime, you have a stamp happy day. Bye now.